Hi, my name is Dwayne Squires.
My name is Richard Muse.
And in this video, we're going to give you the step-by-step property sourcing process that all property sources should traditionally be following. Let's start off with step number one. So the first step will be a property deal being secured by that property sourcer with a vendor. So a property sourcer will use various different strategies to generate a motivated vendor. So a motivated vendor will be a vendor that wants to get their property sold quickly and will exchange their price or give a really favorable deal in exchange for that speed. So how would a property sourcer generate such motivated vendors? So in our case, we've got hundreds of contacts that we use that are all professionals in property. And when they get a very good property that meets our criteria, they then offer it to us. And we've worked and built that contact list over a number of years. But we also use other marketing methods that generate a lot of deals. But key thing is we don't offer all those deals. We do our due diligence on those deals. We make sure they stack up. And then once they stack up, we then secure that deal with a vendor.
The next thing is the vendor verification. We have to go through all the compliance. So we do require ID, proof of address, and they've got to sign like a marketing agreement that we have to do before we even agree to take the property, before we start marketing the property. So that's the next thing. And then obviously the property verification. We do a land registry check and make sure it matches up with the details the owner's given us. And then once that's done, we can move on to the next stage.
And I guess also with the property verification, we'll check if it's a landlord, the AST contracts, i.e. The tenants, the length of tenants they've got remaining,
yes,
as well as completing the EPC check as well, so energy performance certificate.
Yeah.
And that moves on nicely to step number 4, which is buyer verification. Very similar to the vendor verification, so taking their IDs, passport or driving license, as well as a proof of address as well. And then step 5 is making sure that the deposit's been received by the investor. So we always ask for a non-refundable deposit, typically around £1,000, which is then deposited into our separate client account, and that's to secure the property.
The next stage is to instruct solicitors. So we obviously have to have the solicitors for the buyers and the sellers. We try to do this with recommended solicitors, and that's important because having a good solicitors can really speed up the process, and having a poor solicitor will really slow down the process, and that doesn't go down too well with the sellers or the buyers for that matter. So that's the next one. And then we have to manage the legal progression right the way through to completion. So that means that once the solicitors are instructed, then the contracts go out, and then the buyer solicitor will do the searches and make enquiries, and we've got to follow that stage through to make sure they're being done in a reasonable amount of time, and they're not being dragged on. And then finally, once all that's done and that's all completed, the contracts are ready to finish off, sign and complete, exchange and complete. So if we have a good process, good solicitors, that can go through pretty quickly. If you've got bad ones, it doesn't bear thinking about.
And I guess that's your favourite part of the process,
yeah,
the legal completion.
No, the legal bit is, yes. Dealing with the solicitors is my pet hate, I'm afraid. Absolutely, it does my head at times. But you know what? We just have to persevere, because we've got to think of the completion date and pay date.
Yeah, and that naturally leads on to the next and final stage, which is receiving funds, remaining funds for the sourcing fee that's linked to providing for that deal. So when you wrap it up, it's 9 steps involved. We've given you a quick overview of that, but it does involve a lot of hard work and energy, but it is needed to make sure we get a fully efficient and completed deal over the line. Thank you for watching that video. If you're thinking of investing in property, have you considered investing in Northeast? If you have or you haven't, why not check out the full video playlist we created, which gives you the full deep dive in investing in property in the Northeast. Check it out.